The settler is finished. Again, I could try and move to the sort of northern regions of where I am, but I want to put some cities down before I think we get bronze working. I'm just adamant that I want to put these districts where I want them first. So let's move down south. Let's do that. I'm going to just commit to that. I think that's the right thing to do. And I'm going to get a trader quickly because I'm beelining towards horse riding, currency, and then apprenticeship. If I can get myself an industrial zone really quickly, we can start working on great engineers, and that's really handy. Look, Scotland is suddenly getting loads of scientist points. I've got the scientist I want, so I'm happy with what we've done, but it just shows that it was worth it. Oh, Mali are coming south. That's I've got to keep an eye on them. I'm just leaving my warrior in this sort of generic area because I don't trust them not to attack me. There's colonization, by the way, so we can start generating our settlers a little quicker. 11 turns on that one now. Perfect. State workforce is next up, and I have a governor. What I'm going to do is I know that I can get a relic if Kandy is controlled. So Amani in your pop to Kandy. That will give me a free relic once I discover that area. So yeah, I think this is a really good thing. I'd quite like to snoop around what Mali's doing as well. If I can have a look at their cities, if I do, inevitably attack them at some point, knowing where their infrastructure is always a really, really handy thing. Oh, there's just been an eruption down here. That's made these tiles much nicer. 3 tiles gain fertility. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to leave this one. We're just going to let this settle down for a second. I'm going to go and settle over near here. Now, I wasn't able to get a golden age in the classical era. It's a very difficult thing to do, but we will go for a golden age medieval era. You can see Mali and Scotland have gone golden. Normally the AI does go golden in the first classical era. They normally go dark in the medieval era, so that's what we're going to kind of hope for here. Free inquiry, era score every time I complete a Eureka and every time I build a library. I mean, that's really good for me because I'm going to get lots of scientists and they come with lots of Eurekas. Next up is Pingala, and we've got to think which city is going to give me more science. Currently, it's my capital because I'm working these 2 scientific tiles. It's also more likely to be happy. So I think I'm going to put Pingala in my capital. It is a good shout to put it in my second city because I've got a lot of bonus farms that will be improved and the population of this city could go quite high. I'm also likely to get a harbour there. So you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for the counter strategy. We're going to go Pingala in my second city. Now that'll increase the culture and science outputs of this city by 18%. 15 from librarian and then another 3 from my ability. So that's going to be a lovely. You can see Kandy is going to be finished next turn. I'm just holding back with my warrior just for now. I have open borders, but I'm just going to discover Mount Roriyama as Kandy if I get the Susa in there, so that should double up nicely. Let's go political philosophy. That'll get me my government. Classical republic, because I have my unique scientific district down, that would be worth +1 housing and immunity in all cities. And look, there we go. Kandy actually has discovered some land around here for me. Very good. And now it's our time to go and discover Mount Roriyama. I'm also just going to use 500 gold to get another settler. It'll put a few turns on this one, but my capital can take it, especially because Pingala's over here now. That'll give me 5 cities. I need to think about actually where I want to put this city. I'm going to put 2 cities up there. It's going to be a little bit cramped, but I've got a nice double farm area that I can put down to get some good population growth. So yeah, it's actually an 8 gold trade route to Mali now. Even better. Boost currency and get a ton of money. Mount Roriyama. There's a relic. Another relic. It's going to give me 6 faith per turn. I don't need faith. I mean, I could accumulate a little bit of it to get some scientists, but I don't think it's worth it. I think instead, I'm going to see if anyone wants to buy it. No, not at the moment. Nobody wants to buy it at the moment, but Mali will eventually when they start putting holy sites down and building temples. That's only inevitable, so we'll wait on that one. City number 3, settle next to a volcano. Hopefully it's giving me decent yield, so shouldn't be too much of a problem, but yeah, housing is a bit of an issue. We should be able to buy a granary and get that sorted pretty quickly. As a bunch of my cities are actually unhappy. -1 amenities, causing me a little bit of suppression. I'm losing probably like a science per turn, a bit of a production. I can buy the snuffly trufflies from Scotland in order to get rid of that, so that could be an option for me. But here is a scientist. I'm going to pick him up. Probably this scientist was better, but this one's a guaranteed mathematics boost, and that's really useful for me. Apprenticeship as well. Hey, that's basically unlocked the route to getting myself industrial zones really quickly. I like that. Industrial zones are also on the way to getting universities, so it's a bit of a double up for me. Scotland literally can't give me enough for the relic now, including some Diplo favor and also the Snufflies, so I'll take it. There you go, that's some early game gold, and let's just throw that immediately into getting a granary so this city can grow. And then we'll start to get my unique district down in a second. Oh, perfect. That's looking a lot better. And Mali will probably buy the Diplo favor from me for a bunch more gold, so that's good as well. We've got all kinds of infrastructure boosts now. I think we can probably boost this city up a bit by putting some extra farms down here. So that's what I'm going to do. There we go. We've locked in the district now. I feel a bit better about that one. Mali has pyramids. That's really good to know, isn't it? Really, really good to know. And Lahore is behind as well. What does City say as well? I'm just looking at Auckland on 2 envoys there. They want a Eureka for bronze working, which is to kill a Barb encampment. I mean, that is something I probably could and should do at some point. I'm going to put that on the list of, we'll get round to it eventually. There is Busan, another city. It's looking good. And political philosophy means that I can now get Classical Republic. Yay, housing. We like housing a lot. So first of all, let's go for, the thing I'm thinking about actually is nobody's going for general points. Eventually, in 2 turns, I'm going to unlock Strategos, and I'm going to just start generating some great general points. They come in really, really handy. We'll go urban planning, colonization, urban planning, and we'll go diplomatic league, and for now, charismatic leader. Those will be the options for me. I think I might go oligarchy later, but we'll see. There's a quarry. Oh yeah, look at that. It's just a couple of upgraded tiles in new cities, and they start to work so well. So well. There we go. Strategos. And settlers is no longer going to be such an important thing for me, so I'm going to switch to builders now. I've just finished that settler. This one's going to go to this tile, and this one will go to this tile. After this, it's all about infrastructure and going to war. We want to make sure that I can go to war effectively, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this tile, an encampment on this tile. It means every time this city generates a troop, it will immediately get the Giant's Causeway +5 buff, which I think it's pretty handy. I keep changing my mind on district placement, but I could get a good industrial hub by connecting these horses into this industrial zone there. That could work really nicely. Yes. Yes, oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That pleases me. 1 free envoy means that I can pick up Auckland, and that discovers a lot more land and where Scotland is. Very handy indeed. This is a useful scientist. Eureka for 3 for Celestial Navigation, Mathematics, and Engineering, and I get to the tech if I've already got them. Mathematics, Engineering, and Celestial Navigation. Oh my goodness, this is going to be the best scientist for us. It really will. So there's Mathematics, Celestial Navigation is boosted, Engineering is boosted. Oh, that is delightful. Quick, let's just unlock Engineering and Celestial Navigation, and then yeah, oh goodness me, science is going good. The other thing I'm looking forward to doing now is recorded history. I want to get natural philosophy as soon as possible. That doubles the +4 science per turn from all of my unique districts and gives me the most amazing scientific boost. Remember as well with new cities, if you buy a builder in them, you can chop out your unique districts like so. Every time you do it, it's worth 4 science, and I immediately want to start saving my gold up because a library is worth another 2 great people points per turn. If I can get this scientist, that would be amazing. He's the one that acts like a medic. Early game medics make warfare a joke. Speaking of library, 3 science, bam, beautiful. Now we want to gear up for war. War is what we want. We're going to sweep through Mali using my tech rush on man-at-arms to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to start to squirt out warriors. Warriors obviously upgrade to man-at-arms. We can switch to oligarchy. Hopefully, I'll be able to buy in a great general to make them better. That would make my man-at-arms 45 base strength, +5 from the general is 50, +4 from oligarchy is 54 strength. Even if they bring their cities to 50, 45, 50 strength, they're not going to be able to do much. I want to do this before Mali brings in their unique cavalry or horseman unit, because their cities do get a little tougher when that happens. But one little thing that I can do first now that I've got this city, is we're just going to carefully buy some districts. So, or buy some tiles, I should say. This one is in the second ring. I'm going to go to my capital in order to buy this tile. Then we'll go back to this city to swap it round. That's the most cost-effective way of doing it. Then I'll put the district down, like so. That's all the districts now down. Now I can unlock bronze working. Let's go and see where the iron is. I feel like we're going to have some iron somewhere. Let's see how lucky we get. Korea normally gets quite a bit of iron just purely because of the fact that we're so hilly. We have two sources. There is one source underneath where I was going to put a mine, and oh, you're kidding me. One underneath the campus. Oh, that justifies me. That is why when you put Korean campuses down, you wait for bronze working to put that afterwards, because it's always on the flipping hills. So actually, we've now got 4 iron coming in per turn because the city-state is giving me one source. I think it was candy? Yeah, candy's giving me one source. We're going to have a glut, an absolute glut of iron coming in. Oh, this is good. Let's get that library sorted as well. We're going to be up to, I believe that will put me now to 15 scientist points per turn. No, 12 and then whatever the bonus is on top of that, because yeah, we've got 4 cities doing that now. Here is city number 6, by the way, and I don't need any more cities. Cities wise, we are now laughing. We're going to go and take some now. I cannot believe that though. That is such a result. Oh, I'm still selling all my diplo favor to Mali. Inadvertently, they're basically fueling my army right now. Oh yeah, I settled too close. I will have 30 favor. Always take it if you're not planning on settling. I wasn't planning on settling. Now I can give them the favor. The very same favor they just gave to me has given me all of that gold. That'll give me all of the infrastructure I need to make myself a crazy man-at-arms army. Oh yes, this is going to be quite something. Oh, this will be handy as well. I could get Lahore, and cities can now train Niang units. They're really powerful, but more importantly, I have visibility over this side of Mali's empire now. That's really useful. They have a religion, of course. The religion is Islam. Warrior monks. Hinduism is what I want. Feed the world. This is not a useful religion for me. There's apprenticeship. Nice. We've got this warrior sorted. That gives us 4. Yeah, this man-at-arms rush is going to be fairly impressive. I want to get this great general out as quickly as we can as well. We haven't found any scientific city-states just yet, which is a little bit strange, but it's okay. We don't need to rush those necessarily. I'm just going to get rid of this stone because I'm going to put an aqueduct down on that tile as I had discussed before. I'm just trying to think actually. 14 production. This is 107. How much am I going to clear? 59. And that would give me a builder if I did that. I'm going to just clear it to get the builder. Then I'll do the aqueduct like that. Perfect. Ironworking's looking good. I can build a watermill. Oh, goodness me. My gold is needed on a lot of different things right now. But I think the best place for my watermill would be this city. So we'll just buy that in, get construction. Now I can put lumber mills down. I can renew my friendship with Scotland, which is lovely. I'm still getting the general points per turn, which I need to do. I know the problem with this government is I don't have any military policy slots, so I can't put a Gogi in. But I already have a few warriors. Like, I've got 4 of them now. 5, I should say, so I'm not lacking on army. Mali's only got 125 military strength. Upgrading is the bigger thing. Let's go recorded history, get ourselves natural philosophy. I want to see if I can get as close to 100 science by turn 100 as I possibly can. That's the main thing. We're going to get ironworking in a second. Then we'll see how expensive the upgrade is. I think it's like 250 gold or something. Oh, another eruption around the volcano that's actually... Oh, I was just thinking about clearing that tile and everything. That's a bit frustrating. Oh well, it's just giving me more yields in this area, so I'll take it. There's ironworking. Beautiful. There's mass production. Some of these builders' charges are looking good. I'm going to go and get this iron mine now down as well. I've got 6 coming in per turn. And how much is the upgrade? 250 gold. That's not too bad. France. Hello, France. Honored to meet you. I'd love to sample your hospitality. That's great. And there's Lake Retba, which gives me another relic. Oh, goodness me. Now, when you have candy, it's always worth getting rid of that relic unless you've got space for another one, because otherwise you won't generate one if you see anything. Give it a turn. I think France will want that a little bit more than she's letting on at the moment. And there's a scientist that works as the medic. Perfect. Next one up is somebody that gives 2 tech boosts and an inspiration. This is looking nice, and as you can see, France wants to buy my horses. I've been trying to flog those for some time now. I'm really pleased that I did. I'm building up 1,000 gold. There or thereabouts. That's what I'm looking for right now. That'll be enough to just about upgrade all of the troops that I want at the front line. Iron is a little bit of a problem right now for me. France does have irons. I can buy it in theory. They also have a luxury, which I will take. They're not going to sell the iron at the moment. Okay, that's not a problem. Let's see if we can make friendship. Sometimes you can. Never mind, I won't bother with them too much right now. Oh, the gold route. The gold route's still looking lovely. Yeah, let's still get that gold per turn in. Mali is just feeding my army. A mine, yay, more iron per turn coming in. It's looking great. Let's get that library and then a monument and then a granary. Just all the infrastructure. This has actually got some really good tiles, Saul. Lovely looking city. But as I unlock education and then 1 turn off natural philosophy, so far this game is going really well. The upgrades have started. Reinforcements are on the way. We're about to switch to oligarchy soon. I think Mali's got what I'd like to say is an impending headache on the way here, and I'm pretty glad that I'm the one to be giving it to them. Just keep an eye on this mine. 2 production and 2 science are going to be popped on that tile. Look at that. That is a good tile. Our science per turn is going to go through the roof, and we're only just started. We've only just started. In fact, look at how many holy sites and sugabas have been put down by Mali. We're going to get so rich by taking over this land. It's going to be beautiful. So the eagle-eyed among you will realize that the colors have changed, and I'm not entirely sure why they've done it. I've reloaded the game between sort of recording sessions. I think it was either prismatic or one of the mods that might change the colors on some of the larger things. I'm not entirely sure why it's happened, but for instance, Mali has gone from being orange to this sort of, what would you call this? Sort of a very pale, dust color? Sand color? Scotland has gone white and France has gone blue. Nothing else has changed really, but yeah, you may notice the colors are a little bit different. I tried turning off and turning on the mods that might change the color, and it just seems to have defaulted to this and I can't change it. So yeah, there you go. Oh, I did a little bit of multiplayer recording as well. That might have changed it. Sometimes if you go between single and multiplayer, it can change how it treats stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but it's the same game. Now, the trick to an early war is you don't want to go to the party unequipped. I'm gonna probably get into the situation where I can have at least 3 to 5 men at arms, but look at the enemy that you're fighting and pretend it's you rather than what you're looking at the time. At the moment, Mali is 27 garrison strength, even 35 in their capital. That's pretty weak, but let's say they upgrade to a man-at-arms because they have comparable science. Very comparable. I'm 4 techs ahead of them, but that's not enough to think that they couldn't upgrade to at least a pikeman or a man-at-arms or something strong. So, if I was attacking 35 to 45 strength cities, would I still win? Probably not. This is not a strong enough army. Because of that, I'm going to hold off for about 8 turns. That will give me my great general. That gives me 5 combat strength, and I will be swapping governments to oligarchy. Oligarchy gives me another 4 combat strength. That will give me +9, making my man-at-arms 54 strength. That'll be a lot tougher. I think we should be able to go with that. I'm also going to start heading towards gunpowder. Now, gunpowder unlocks muskets, which I'll know whether I've got niter very soon. It also gives me my Hwacha, which are the Korean unique ranged unit. They're really, really powerful, and they will shred anything that Mali sends at me. 60 range strength is not to be taken lightly. So we have an aqueduct being finished in 3 turns. That will sink in nicely with military engineering. I'll get that boost. Feudalism is going to be a bit tougher. I will be picking up another governor in a second, sticking Pingala with the culture upgrade, but feudalism might be a little far away, so whether we can get that enough in time, I'm not sure. Build an armory as well. Build an armory is something I could and probably should do. I've been meaning to put an encampment down on this tile so that I can start building Giant's Causeway approved encampment buildings, and maybe that is something I'm going to do sooner rather than later. I was building a harbour just for a bit more housing in this city, as well as some more production and gold. It's just a good thing to have. No one was really going for admirals, so it could be a good thing to get a couple of early game admirals as well. So we have competing interests, but with my 6th and final campus district, as well as some libraries coming up, and don't forget I now have universities to pop down as well. We should be laughing very soon. I'm going to get some great engineers as well. Great engineers are brilliant, and only Scotland's going for them, and I have some really good spaces for some industrial zones, so that is something that I want to focus on. Early game wonders are brilliant. Yeah, this is exactly the sort of thing I was talking about. So, Mali has just levied Akkad. Can't trust the AI. They do weird things like that. They said it at 160 military strength, but Akkad just basically gave them another 200 or so. So we need to be a little bit careful of that. Mansa Musa is currently 4 envoys to the good with Akkad. When I do go to war, kind of like to get rid of bad influence if I can. Now my Amani is on Candy. I have my great relic at the moment, and I'm able to really sell it for a huge amount. I'd rather keep it at the moment. So, because I'm not really expanding outside of my borders, I'm going to forego Candy in order to pop Amani into Akkad, and we're going to see if we can compete with this influence. I do have the first envoy counts as 2 card. We're going to have a look. Akkad wants a heavy chariot, so does Candy actually. So a heavy chariot, that might be a really clever thing to build. Speaking of build, I'm going to switch Ilkham now with Natural Philosophy. This is a card that as soon as you unlock it, it needs to go into any Korean game, and you need to never ever take it out. That is worth 20 science per turn because of my 5+4 campus districts. Now they're +8. Oh yeah. Also, when it comes to trading, because I'm going to go to war with Mali, I can take as many trades as I want with them that give upfront gold from them, because I don't need to worry about them stealing it. It's all really handy. And thinking about it, actually, a lot of my cities are on +2. So I will buy this honey from Scotland. 3 of my cities are now on +3, including my capital. Not my science hub though, but my capital is getting a beautiful 10% extra science. Lovely. And as discussed, Connoisseur on Pingala. Now he's a cultural bean. It should make my culture go to about 22, I reckon. 23. That's pretty good. Oh, 80 science per 10. Of course, by promoting him, my science city just got 3% extra science. Look at that. That's worth another science per 10. Beautiful. So I will start to go towards feudalism. The serfdom card, yeah, it's really handy. An extra 2 builder charges. Makes a huge difference. Indonesia. Interesting. We keep meeting people. I traded capitals there so I can see where she is. That appears to be science on a tile. Weird. Either there's some sort of resource or a natural wonder right there. Probably not a natural wonder, it's a peel. Huh. Oh well, something's over there. Mali just very cheekily settled this city. Interesting. Well, that changes my attack front. I need, loyalty-wise, I was waiting a couple turns anyway, because I'd love it if they're not in a golden age, and I was. That will massively help me. Oh, Indonesia want my horses. Good. I've been trying to sell those for so long. Yeah, do you see what I mean? Just see what I mean? Mali's got crossbows. They were lurking with troops. I needed to be a little bit careful of that. Never mind. Let's go for a friendship with France and a friendship with Indonesia. We're making friends with everyone so that when I do go to war with Mali, diplomatically, we should be able to get away with it. Oh, Mali doesn't like me anymore. Apparently I've run out of gold. It's because you've stopped giving me gold, Mali. You were basically the only person doing that, so, you know, it's your fault. Really, it's your fault. 3 turns until the next age, 2 turns until my great general. Yeah, this is going to be the time that we make our move. Oh, moving through difficult terrain like rainforests and forest and hills. Such a pain. But we are looking just about like we're there. I'm just looking for about 27 extra gold in order to finish my upgrade here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it unless... Oh, France now wants to buy my relic for tons of money. Okay, so they're going to do that. I don't need the Thafe. I'd rather have the army. There we go. We've actually got 6 men-at-arms, which is good. Look, they're building walls in their cities now, which is a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to move my battering ram to make sure that it's ready to go. I'm also now rush building some archers. I'd like about 4 or 5 of them so I can upgrade them on the cheap to my Hwachas. I'd rather not build those straight up. Much easier if I can upgrade the archers that I've got. Islam is being spread to me. Warrior monks? No, not that useful. Cathedral's not that useful. It's not a very good religion for me. So I'll let them spread it, but I'm not best happy that that's what they're giving me. most importantly, this is a heavy chariot. That gives me 2 envoys with Akkad, and Amani has now established herself there, which is wonderful. What I need now is 1 more envoy to seize that city-state, but it's brilliant because Mali's just lost all of their gold and all of the troops that they were levying from them. Look, they were actually using them to garrison the border with me a little bit. That's relatively amusing. This is a scientist who gives random inspirations and technologies. He's a good pick. I'll take them. That's fine. This is a scientist that improves holy sites. I don't need her. Hildegard is not anybody that's going to be very helpful for me. So let's see what we got. Hopefully, actually, a stirrups boost. There's humanism, siege tactics. Is that 2 trebuchets? I think it might be astronomy, builder, university. I probably could have done all those, but hey, it's all good for the era score. Do you remember before, though, I said about 100 science by turn 100? We did it. It's turn 88. This is a good basis for a game, actually, so far. I'm thinking we've done all right. Mercenaries boosted, defensive tactics already almost obtained. This is lovely. Let's get the great person. It's a wonderful great general because she permanently reduces my empire's war weariness by 25% when I'm done with her. It's brilliant. Immediately teleport to this city. You can see it's already boosting a bunch of my men-at-arms. I'm loving this. I'm loving this a lot. 2 turns until defensive tactics. This is the time to consider now declaring war, if we can get a good joint war. Now currently Mali's only met Scotland and Scotland's on good terms, so that's going to be a bit rubbish. If I denounce, I'm pretty sure that I still won't be able to generate a joint war because neither of us has been denounced for 5 turns with Mali. Sometimes it's worth having a look at that because if Scotland was denounced to Mali, I could declare a formal war now, but we'll go surprise war. This is fine. I don't mind with that. I'm pretty sure Scotland will join this war because they've been relatively antagonistic. That's good. And now we just need to keep an eye on Mali. As Mali meets people, I want those people to declare on Mali. I don't want them to have any sense of respite. You can see there's so many missionaries around my land. I might destroy them as I go, but I don't know. There's no real need to at the moment. It's just a case of advancing my army as one. Annoyingly, Akkad has a warrior that's kind of stood on a tile I really want to get to, but never mind. My great general's in place 2 turns, and I'll switch to oligarchy, and that will give me an additional little combat boost. +4. Beautiful. Wilhelmina. 86 culture. This looks like the culture leader, and I believe, unfortunately, that is me meeting everyone in this map a turn before the age just switched over. I would have loved it if that had happened this turn, not last turn, because it would be easier to get to a golden age. But let me tell you now, any era that starts with you at war, you will be in a golden age. And Mali's now dark. That couldn't be better for me. That's awesome. So now we need to have a quick look and see what golden age we want to go for. Do I want my own religion? I can't get one. So Exodus is pointless. Monumentality is really good when you've got a glut of either faith or gold. Now I will actually be getting quite a lot of both because Mali has Sugabas and holy sites as well as this lovely Mount Moriyama, so that's pretty cool as well. Actually, just before I forget, Wilhelmina, you've met Mali. You don't like them either, do you? No, they do like them. Offer blocking deal. They've got some sort of deal going on that's stopping them from declaring war. Either a really good trade deal or because the pathing means that the Dutch can't find a way to attack Mali. Sometimes that happens as well. Eureka's giving an extra tech boost would be quite handy because I'm getting lots of tech boosts from my great scientists and I'd love to be able to just keep powering through the tech tree. Like owning 3 archers and that giving me beautiful castles and building armory. Yeah, I mean, the other option would be for me to go for Penbrush and Voice because that would give me lots of culture from all of my scientific districts. But I'm going to just actually focus on what I'm doing best on right now and go 3 Inquiry. Change government, oligarchy, +4 combat strength on all of my men-at-arms. I don't need the great general points anymore because I'm already getting those great general points. That's pretty good. I'm going to take a Gogi so that I can produce my archers better. I'm going to give myself limes so I can build walls quicker. And then in my extra space, I'm going to put in urban planning again so that my cities have just a tiny bit more production. But a Gogi is really, really handy. That's really going to help. And look at that, Akkad actually now wants a trade route. So by doing this, I have now taken control of Akkad. Now, they mean Melee and anti-cavalry units do full damage to walls. That's man-at-arms. Even better, Mali just lost a Mani there because they are now at war. So that's even better. I could levy the troops. I'm going to wait on levying Akkad's troops. Hopefully they will upgrade them if I leave them alone. And you can see, look at the difference between a 54 strength attack and a 49 strength attack. The Great General is an important and very useful addition. Now there's some troops over on the left, so I'm going to move my man-at-arms up logically and methodically to take this city. Look, already it's falling loyalty-wise. If a city falls in loyalty like that, we're probably fine. We're probably going to be able to take it over just nice. My men-at-arms is we're going to spin around and try and take that city at the same time. Actually, my heavy chariot, how much is a gold upgrade to knights? I can do that probably next turn. But if you ever see yourself with an opportunity to attack an on-walled city and you're going to do more than 20 damage to it, then it won't heal itself fast enough. So that attack, I mean, that's a brutal attack. Yeah, we'll take the advantage while we've got it. That's awesome. And with my extra governor, I'm just going to hold off a turn. Pingala, I'd love the researcher promotion in Pingala. That would be awesome. I really would like that. But Victor might be needed just to keep the loyalty of Mali's cities as we go. I don't know about that yet. We'll see how that one works out. World Congress time. And we actually have the ability to, make more military units. So we will always go 50% cost on production. And you can build units really quick. Use your policy cards, stack them up. And I'd love it if I can get culture bombs as well. We may not win these because I've got no votes, but I did win it because the AI didn't really care as well. So I now have culture bombs on my districts. Really handy, that one. We can just sort of keep that in mind and see what we can use that on. Now there is a heavy chariot there, but as you can see, we're very much more powerful than it. Even more powerful if I've got my Great General. So first of all, we'll make this attack from that man-at-arms to take this city. It is loyal. It is loyal. I don't need Victor right now. I mean, Mali doesn't have a huge amount of population in their cities, so... Or do I want to risk it? No, I'm going to get Victor. If I don't get Victor, I will regret it. It's always good to have one battle governor. So I'll start to move my units over. There's a city there, which I think is Segu. I think it's a relatively recent city. Still building a wonder, Machu Picchu. It'd be cool if I could just sort of let them build it for me, but the chances of them actually finishing it are pretty low. Move my Great General over in the hope that I can get both of my units into this city. I'm going to do the same thing. Not attack the heavy chariot. I'm going to attack the city. Whilst its walls are down, we might be able to just rush in and take it. Oh, and perfect. I now have a knight. You've got to remember, if you do pick up a knight, they're really powerful, but you want to kill something with it because military science boost will give me a huge rush towards cavalry and line infantry later on in the game. Owning 2 crossbows, that's really handy. I just got machinery. I'm still not picking up machinery. I want to build loads and loads and loads of archers and then upgrade them to Hwachas. As soon as I've done that, then I'll pick up machinery. Actually, one thing I didn't check on was when I got military engineering, I unlocked Niter, and then I never actually looked to see what was happening in the Niter game. I do have one source, and a second one up there, so we should be able to get enough Niter to upgrade to muskets. I'm happy with that. That's looking good. You can also see that Mali has just called in a World Congress. That's not good. They have 200 diplomatic favor because I've mainly been selling it to them, but it's fine. So they're likely to call an emergency in on me. The Netherlands is likely to join in on that, and everybody could, but actually I've got enough declared friends that I might be able to get away with most of it. It might just be the Netherlands. They're far enough away from me that I don't mind, though. No, it's an aid request. Okay, I thought that might be an emergency from Mali there. I think we might have attacked just out of sync with the sort of World Congress timer that sometimes goes through. It only lets you declare emergencies at certain points in the game, and yeah, just a bad timing for them. I'll take it. It's looking good. Just gonna quickly move my Great General forward 1 tile, attack, take the city, capture the unit from Mali, keep the city. City's already loyal. That's brilliant. But Victor, come forward, rinse and repeat. So the Netherlands has denounced me, that's fine. You can see, look, the crossbows, which are normally incredibly powerful, it's only doing 16 damage against my man-at-arms. That's really good, and that's because of all these bonuses I'm getting. The Great General bonus, the Oligarchy bonus, it's all lovely. The best way to deal with crossbows is to sort of just charge them a little bit. So I'm going to move across the river, give myself Battle Cry, because that lets me attack them much harder. If I can get 2 attacks in on a crossbow in the same turn, I should be able to just take it on immediately. I'm also going to try and flank around with my knight a little bit. Now, I could pillage this tile for 176 gold, which is pretty good. Or I could try and, yeah, just sort of move around to there. This gives me a 3 attack at one of the crossbows. I like that a lot. So we're just moving my units around. Everyone's coming forward, keeping my great general in range of everybody to just give everyone a bit of strength. And I'll move my, this is my medic, my scientist. I think he's giving 20 plus 20 healing for any units that spend a turn resting by him. It's really handy. And you can see here, I've already got about 6 archers. I'll just build 2 more, and then, yeah, 8 Hwachas is way more than I need, so that'll be a good place to be as well. So if they're sensible, they'll move their crossbows back. As you can see, they're not sensible, so I should have an opportunity to get a couple of decent attacks in on them here. I will attack with this knight because it doesn't kill it, and then I'll move this unit across the river like that. Now I've got a man-at-arms the other side of the river and able to just sort of pin that crossbow down a bit, which is beautiful. Feudalism is a really good policy, but I'm going to go theology, civil service, divine right. As soon as I get to monarchy, I can get chivalry. That lets me produce cavalry units faster, and there's 27 turns of double unit production. So these knights, I can build those super quickly. And don't forget, because I have Akkad, my units can attack walls, and I don't actually need a battering ram. Battering ram is on the way. Although saying that, because I have a battering ram, what I'm going to do is, because I've got Akkad, I should say, I'm going to actually upgrade to a siege tower. Siege tower lets me ignore walls and hit the city for damage. Akkad lets me hit the walls anyway, so you end up doing double damage when you have that combination. But in the meantime, look, I've already almost, yeah, that's 2 hits to remove that wall. We're happy with that. That's cool. And as you can see, we've now surrounded this capital city almost entirely already. In fact, actually, can the knight come round and attack? I think it probably can. Yes, it can. So we're actually going to attack with that unit, and then the knight should be able to finish it off, and that should give me the scientific boost for doing it. Yes, it does. Guilds. Military science boosted. Victor, you know what to do. Immediately get in there. Now, in captured cities, don't forget, you can build your unique districts, and they are wonderful to do. You're looking for the same sort of adjacency, the same sort of tessellation you'd be able to get with other cities. And actually, look, you can see 1, 2. These would tessellate reasonably nicely. There is a coffee there, which is a little bit annoying, but I think actually that's not a bad tile. We'll pop it there. 13 turns until another 8 science per turn. We're on 105, and I am the tech leader. This is the point of the game where I need to basically just like solid knuckle down on science. Make sure that we just rush it through. Make sure that we do not stop accelerating. Now, there is an option when you go to war between heavy pillaging and not pillaging at all. Heavy pillaging means basically going through and taking all districts and going bam, 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 stealing all the gold, stealing all the faith, using that to improve your nation. I'm not doing that at the moment because I'm going for a sort of blitzkrieg-esque attack. Speed is my weapon here. The faster I go, the less time Mali has to actually pull an effective defense together. That's kind of what I'm trying to avoid them doing. Oh, here is one relatively cool thing. Hang on, like all of my army, let's just quickly get you to attack there quickly. All of my army is just sort of waiting here and is a little bit injured. So I'm going to move my great scientist round, and I'm going to just say heal 1 turn, 1 turn, 1 turn. These will all heal almost to full immediately. I've also just unlocked serfdom. This card basically goes in for the rest of the game. One of the biggest problems people have with war games and scientific games is that they start working tiles that aren't improved. Like this city down to the south is a good example. I'm actually working this tile here, which is a 3 food 4 production tile. It's got no improvement on it. I'm missing out on 3 yields there, so I really need to send a builder around to go and clear that out. So I am starting to produce some builders. These are all going to be 5 charges. I'll just sort of use what we're doing to effectively increase my war a little bit. The other thing I need to do is really get a government plaza down and get a warlord's throne. I'm missing out on 3 production whenever I take a city right now. The reason I haven't done it is because my cities really have been a little bit terrible, so I haven't really been in the opportunity to put those down. But I think this is probably going to be about the right time now to think about doing that. Oh, my luxuries that I've taken from Mali, I've probably just traded for about 30 gold per turn. It's really helpful. Horses I just don't need. Iron is the most important thing for me right now. So I have unlocked Hwachas. Okay, this is my unique unit. It's so powerful. It will be able to one-hit any unit, pretty much. Pretty much. How much is an upgrade to it? Can't do it at the moment. I haven't unlocked crossbows. Let's just do that quickly. But I've also unlocked muskets. I just need to pick up that source of niter. I've got a couple now that I've taken over. My builders are on the way. They will do it. They will get around to this eventually. In the meantime, though, I'm just using my men-at-arms to just push and push and push and get through to the AI. My knight, my maneuverable unit, can actually run around the back of the city and start entrapping the units around from the other side. I'm going to cross this river, pull this unit back to my scientist to heal, and just sort of switch out. And again, it's all about great general placement. You might need more than one great general to do this effectively. I've only got the one, but it's fine. It's okay. So there is machinery, sorry. Let's have a quick look at this. Hwacha's 390 gold. It's not that bad. I am just going towards mercenaries quickly. Mercenaries is a good thing. Mercenaries lets me upgrade for half the cost once you get professional army. Really, really handy. But as you can see, we've now got this city pretty much surrounded. We'll just attack it whilst it's sieged. Lovely. Got 2 more men-at-arms in range of my general. They can come and knock the walls down politely of Timbuktu. There you go. It can't counterattack and attack us back. I love how this is going so far. I'm just going to use my archers, actually, or this massive archer army, to form a little bit of a defensive perimeter around this side of the empire. It looks like Mali may try and send some crossbows round. There'll be more than enough to defeat them. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, I Am Salty Tech, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Doughboy91, Sean Crites, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Amir EC, Henry, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boy Zorro, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan. Thanks everyone!